Okay, Fury Warriors really quickly. They've changed a bunch recently. There's no more armor pin, and as of right now, there's no deep wounds that is accessible to you. So generating rage has been completely normalized. It's about 30 per main hand swing and about 8 to 10 for your off. But Heroic Strike no longer takes your main hand weapon swing damage. So I'm just going to run through the talents really quickly and how I've done it, as well as stats that you're going to need. So the first one is Blood Craze. That's merely just a PvP, tanking, or splash over talent. It's a 10% chance to generate about 8% of your health over 5 seconds. Bloodthirst makes, or Battle Trance makes your Bloodthirst for Fury have a 15% chance to make your next special ability cost 5 rage, or less than 5 rage, I guess. Cruelty increases the critical strike chance of Bloodthirst by 10%. That's nice. Executioner is really nice for execution phases because you're going to be rage starved because you can barely get rid of enough rage fast enough without heroism or X amount of haste. Booming Voice basically gives you a 30-second blood rage, whatever you want to call it, off your shouts, and if you mess up, it's really nice to recover. Not necessarily needed though. Rude Interruption is not necessarily needed. It's 5% increased damage after interrupting something, but there's really nothing else to take. And Piercing Howl if your raid wants it or PvP. Flurry is the same as it was, increase your attack speed by 25% for the next 3 strings after a crit. Death Wish increases your physical damage by 20%. It's saying 26 because I do have some mastery left over because I haven't reforged my PvP trinket, which is the same as my PvE. Enrage, your melee hits give you a 9% chance to enrage you, giving you what is actually 9% damage bonus for 9 seconds. That allows you to use Raging Blow. Die by the Sword is whenever something brings you below 20% health, you gain 100% parry for 8 seconds. I am spec'd into this because I pull aggro a lot, especially if you do randoms. Raging Blow deals 120-ish% weapon damage. Mastery again increases this, and can only be used while in rage, 6-second cooldown. Rampage is the same as it was, but it increases your crit by 2% no matter what. Heroic Fury, same as it was, removes any immobilization effects and refreshes the cooldown of your intercept. Any fight with movement, this is going to be useful. Other than that, you can skip it, but there's not much to skip it for. Meat Cleaver increases your cleave and whirlwind damage by 30% for 3 times, so 30%. Intensify Rage is the same as it was, reduces the cooldown of your major abilities by 20 seconds. Bloodthirst is the same as it was, makes your slam instant. It's only, or Blood Surge is off Bloodthirst now, and 30%. Skirmisher is just Intercept and Heroic Leap, and then Single-Minded Fury or Titan's Grip. Okay, so your excess talents are going to be an Insight, which is increase the crit chance of Heroic Strike by 5, 10, and 15%, and when it does crit, it gives your next one a 100% chance to crit. They don't chain together. And the other option is War Academy, which increases the damage of Heroic Strike, Cleave, and Victory Rush and Slam by 15%. I went with more in War Academy. Insight you might want to go with, but it's just personal preference till you actually get more points. Your deep wounds are going to come back in Cataclysm, and it'll probably look somewhat similar to this because you do only have 3 points of a gain, so you're going to probably put 2 in Blitz or Field Dressing and then into deep wounds, but it's just personal preference. Things to be aware of, as for your mastery isn't all that valuable. It just does Death Wish and Raging Blow is the only things it really scales with. And you don't want to, I mean, it can make your cooldown pretty deadly, and if you do PvP, it might be fun if you Fury PvP, but it's not all that reliable for raids. No more ARP, so you're going to be strength stacking as much as possible. But with as much hit as needed and crit being close to ARP, because you're not even close to crit cap anymore, socket bonuses really shouldn't be ignored unless it's something stupid. I don't think I have any ignored in here. Oh, 1. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be ignoring that, but socket bonuses actually are valuable. I don't want to regen my fear gear, it looks like. You do get to play around with Piercing Howl, Die by the Sword, Furious Attacks, Skirmisher, for your excess points, however you choose. I recommend Die by the Sword because if you do pull aggro, it is a little bit of a cooldown so you don't die immediately. You're always going to want your hardest hitting weapon in your main hand, as opposed to the highest DPS. These are the same. Actually, no, Crit Maker's a little bit less. But Shadow's Edge hits harder top end, so I want it in my main hand. Hit cap is 27%. Get it. I don't have it right now because my trinket is Mastery, not Hit. Expertise is 23. It's displaying wrong, and I'm slightly over, but it is 23, not 26 anymore. That's pretty much it. So I tossed on my PvP gear and a Relentless Helm because the Jeweler's Gems were messing with me. And my Death Wish now increases my damage by 30%. Raging Blow is up to 153, and my Enrage does 15%, but that's all it does. That's not that huge of a damage increase. When you're forging for your hit, however you choose to do it, you're going to want to generally get rid of crit for it, just because you're fighting to get more rage, and leaving haste will help that out. When you get higher in gear, or 30% haste or something like that, you might go look at the numbers yourself for your total rage per second and how quickly you can get rid of it, but generally speaking, you're going to want to just reforge all of your crit for hit, and then possibly go find more hit gear as well on top of it to find it and get your 27%.